In this video, I'm going to be walking you through my niche website, and niche YouTube channel update about 7 months in. And I just actually published this Twitter thread that shares my stats, analytics, traffic, views, subscribers, as well as expenses, revenues. And I'm also going to share some of my lessons learned, the strategies I've been using right from the get-go, as well as what I'm doing right now and what I want to do for the next couple of months. That sounds like just about everything. Let's get started. First up, about 7 months ago, I started a niche YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And about a month later, I started the blog, the niche site. So it's actually about 6 months old. Here are my stats. I'm just going to read these. Page views, 2,700, up from 943. So I don't have that analytics graph right in front of me, but it pretty much looks like this. It's just starting to take off and get rankings. There's specifically like 5 posts that are starting to do really well. Really happy with this. And like the top 10 positions, 110 keywords over here. You can just see over the past 3 months, it's starting to grow and starting to grow fast. Really, really happy with that. Here are some of the other metrics. Can I zoom out? There we go. Referring domains, 37. I've done 0 backlink outreach for that. We can talk about that more in a little while. I broke my first $100 in gross revenue. This is entirely Amazon affiliates at the moment. I'm not showing any ads yet on the YouTube channel or the blog. I'm hoping to get those up and running soon, and that will 4 or 5x revenues, well, seemingly overnight. I dropped Hrefs. I paid writers last month, which is why it was like $900 in expenses. This is like my ongoing hosting and that sort of cost, $23. What profit? YouTube views, 53,000 YouTube views. I've done 0 promotion on my YouTube channel. Very proud of that, if you can't tell from the sound of my voice. And I just hit 1,000 subscribers. Ooh, it's amazing, right? I'm really, 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 really happy with all those stats. Now, that's the boring stuff. First, I want to give you some overall thoughts, and then I'm actually going to go back to what I've done. The overall strategies and tactics. Here are my overall thoughts. For one, I'm happy with my growth. I'm in month 6 of the blog, month 7 of the YouTube channel. I just hit the partner program for YouTube, and I'm just now starting to see rankings take off for the blog. Really happy with that. I think Amazon affiliates will be up to like 150 this month, maybe like 200 the month after that, but I'm also hoping to get ads on the site. I'm going to start with Ezoic, by the way. I don't know why I can't type in that domain name, but there you go. I'm going to start with Ezoic on the blog, probably when it reaches 10,000 views a month. That's roughly when the first real level of Ezoic kicks in. I think that'll happen in the next 2, maybe 3 months, which I'm really happy about. Happy with growth so far. Number 1, I've not done a good job pumping out content, in my opinion. I want to talk about that in a second. I want more content out. I only have 24 articles total on the website. 5 were in April, and then another 5 were in March. So it's like half, almost, of my content came out in months 4 and 5, and I'm on month 6 right now. So not a lot of content. It took me a long time to get started. I want to ramp things up. And then, obviously, reaching 1,000 subs is game-changing for YouTube. I'm going to hit I actually already applied for the partner program. Once that's live, I will be earning a couple $100 a month from that, seemingly overnight. It may be a little less, it may be a little more. I don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see. But I got the partner program. Really stoked with that. All right. I want to move right along after I take a sip of coffee. Deal with it. I'll talk more about the tools I'm using at the very end of this video, so stick around for that. But here's a brief overview of everything I've done so far. I chose a niche that was already a hobby of mine. I already had knowledge of this. Bought the domain. I set up hosting. I've been using Cloudways from day 1, and it's been phenomenal. I love Cloudways. The next thing I did was mapped out the site structure, more specifically like the first 3 categories. One of those categories is how-to informational articles. Another category is reviews. And then the third category is also reviews. Those are, I'm not going to tell you the topics of those categories, but they're mostly money content focused on products. The best XYZ, the top XYZs, the XYZ review. Those are like 60% of the content. And the other 40 is informational, tutorials, guides, how-tos, that sort of stuff. And then the next thing I did, I'm using the Authority Hacker TASS, TASS, the Authority Site System or something. I'm using their course and their methodology for this, by the way. Just giving it a try here. And so I mapped out the first 30 articles, roughly 10 from each category. Again, authority building, how-to, informational, not like short post, but long 3,000 to 5,000 words, like authority building content. I wanted that on the site when people first start clicking in Google. Even now, when there's only 24 articles, I want them to land on a page and then see some of the other content I produced, and I want them to be wowed by it right now from the get-go. And again, I don't know if I would have chosen this particular strategy myself. This is what the Authority Hacker people recommended, and so that's what I'm trying right now. Start with the huge, bulky authority building content, and then get into the money content, like 10, 20, 30 articles-ish. So that's exactly what I did. I started with the authority content. I did 10 posts. It took me forever. It took me 3 months to do 10 posts. It really did. Started really slow there, but since then, I've been working through the money content, best XYZ reviews, roundup posts, single product reviews, that sort of stuff. They've all been longer though. There's not a single post on there that's less than 1,500 words. Most of them are around 2,500 to 3,500 words. So where am I at? Oh, right here. So I'm gonna talk about the pros and cons of this. I think the income school people, Jim and Ricky, or I think it's just Ricky now, doesn't matter. The income school people don't recommend this approach. They recommend starting with 1,000 to 1,500 word articles, targeting a specific question in Google, spread out across a couple of categories, 3 silos, 3 categories, if you will. I don't really know what people like to call them these days. But shorter posts, whip out 30 of them. That's not what I did. And that's not what Authority Hacker course recommends either. They're recommending start from the longer, more established, this will establish your authority type of content. And so that's what I've been doing. Don't know if I would do it again if I were starting over. I think I would have started tackling as many articles as humanly possible, 50 of them in the first 6 months rather than the 24 I have, but have them informational content. You can put affiliate links in where it's natural, but if I did it again, I would not start by targeting the authority post and the affiliate content. I would start with shorter, very specific, long tail keywords, long tail search queries, and do 50 of them. I think that's what I would do if I were starting a new niche site today, but here I am. Nothing left to do but go forward with what I already did. Speaking of which, the current blogging strategy. Here's what I'm doing right now. This is what I've done so far. I did this stuff. I produced 10 authority content. I produced roughly, 15, 14 money content, mostly targeting affiliate stuff. That's what I've done so far. Here's what I want to do. I want to finish the 10-ish more posts that I have already mapped out because I said I would. And because I'm following the Authority Hacker program for this, I just want to try what they're telling me to do. So I'm going to finish the money and authority content. I'm going to hopefully get those done the next month, maybe month and a half, 10 posts. Some of them are already outlined. Some of them are even drafts already. I think I can get through that. The next month or two, I want to finish those 10 pieces of content. And then I want to move on to the specific posts targeting Google's PAA. People also ask. So girls, bikes, 12-inch reviews. I'm just going to type something in. This is Google's people also ask. So what I want to start doing, this is not my niche site, by the way. I want to start targeting these right here. What age is a 12-inch bike suitable for? I mean, that specific one, 1,500 words. And make it really good. But because it is 1,000 to 1,500 words, you can hopefully crank these out much sooner. I want to get into these. I want to do 25 to 30-ish more posts like this, targeting these very specific things. And of course, you can always dive in here to get ideas. What size bike do I need for my height? That might even be a bigger one. What cycle is best for a 3-year-old? Is Mongoose a good bike? What is the easiest bike to pedal? All of these are really great ideas for content right there. So that's actually what I want to do next. That's what I want to do, and I want to experiment. I want to come back and look at my analytics like 3 months from now and see what's going on. See if these are working to drive more traffic. I want to focus more on info content for ads. This is the same thing. This is why, by the way. I am seeing this trend across all niche sites that they are making far more money these days with ads, whether it's Ezoic or AdThrive or Mediavine, which tends to be like the progression that people do. Just skip AdSense. It seems like people are making far more money from this. And quite frankly, you can imagine why, right? There's more long tail content that's informational focused, which leads to less competition. There's a lot more competition for best XYZ bikes for young kids or whatever I just searched. I don't even know. A lot less competition. And Amazon specifically is paying far less than it did even a year ago or 2 years ago. And especially like 5 years ago, just not making a lot of money. I'm sending so many clicks and revenue to Amazon right now on my niche site. And what did I make? $101 last month? That's a joke. I mean, I'm not going to pull it up, but it's thousands and thousands of earned revenue for Amazon, and I make $100. It's terrible. So that's why I want to get away from this. And I am also seeing a trend, by the way, this is off topic for my stuff, also seeing a trend where people are still doing affiliate content, but not for Amazon, right? Finding affiliate programs that are high leverage, that pay out really, really well. Like this is really competitive, but like the VPN niche sites. There's a million of them. They're very difficult to rank for these days, but those sorts of items. I was trying to think of another one right off the top of my head, but I can't. Those don't really exist in my niche, which is why I'm pivoting to this informational approach. So there you go. Next 3 months, less affiliate content, more info content. Specifically shorter post, not like 100 words, but like 1,000 words, 1,500. I want to do 30 more posts, which is like roughly double my output for the past 2 months. Really hoping to crank things up. I'm not going to do any backlink outreach because I've done 0 so far. Absolutely 0. Not one. I did one guest post, which led to a few nice backlinks. That is a strategy I can get behind, but it's not even worth that right now for me at all. I'm going to join Ezoic at roughly 10K sessions a month. So to sum up the niche site stuff, and then I want to talk about YouTube just for a minute or two, and then the tools I'm using. Well, actually, let's do tools first, and then I'll close this out with YouTube. Yeah, let's do that first. But a quick summary. I've been doing long-form content that's really A+ quality. I spent a lot of time and effort editing and formatting and all this stuff. It's the best content out there for a lot of the keywords I'm targeting. And they're working. They're starting to rank. They're starting to take off. Really happy with that progress. But they're not earning a ton of money. Even the ones that are starting to rank really well and driving a lot of traffic, they're not earning a ton. And it's mostly because they're targeting Amazon affiliates, which is what I want to get away from. So I'm going into more info content, targeting people, also ask stuff, and hoping to add ad revenue on top of everything I already have sooner rather than later. I'll talk about YouTube in a second because that's actually going to make me way more money in the next 3 months. But before I do that, let's actually talk about tools. So the more experienced I get, the older I get, the less I change my tool stack. I used to change this like every 3 months because my audience is bloggers and I really wanted to, check new things or whatever. The older I get, I'm like, I'm sticking to this stuff. It's the stuff I know. I'm experimenting a tiny bit with stuff, but not really. Hosting, Cloudways. I got a full Cloudways review here on the YouTube channel. You go check it out. They're absolutely phenomenal. I built my entire site in Elementor. I actually sell all the templates, which you can find at templatejam.com. The templates to build my niche site, like the theme elements. And so you can get like a niche site theme up and running in like less than 30 minutes, start to finish, for sure. I got all my templates there, templatejam.com, nichesitekit.com coming soon. SEO, I've been using Ahrefs. I actually dropped them last month because I don't think I need this for the next couple of months. And $100 a month is like, I'm going to avoid that for like 3 months and I'll come back to Ahrefs. Sorry, Ahrefs, but I will. I did my keyword research, my competitive research. I'm not going to start any more niche sites in the next month or two. So it's like, I'm going to go ahead and drop this for a couple of months, save a couple $100, which I could pay writers with, and et cetera, et cetera. I've been using Rank Math over Yoast because it's better in just about every way. I've been using my own 1-hour blog post templates, hashtag sales, hashtag go grab them. I still use these, and so have thousands of other creators over the past 2 years. So go grab those. It's like $47. You can grab it all for $47. I've been using those for every piece of content I produce. as well as Jasper. So I've been experimenting with Jasper AI. I also have some YouTube videos on that. You can go check those out. I don't use their content out of the box, meaning I don't let AI write for me. I'm kind of using it as an assistant, a supplement, which is actually how I recommend everybody use these AI tools. But I've never once gotten a plagiarism flag from anything I've produced using AI because I edit it so much. And I don't, and maybe it's like 10 to 20% AI. It's still time savings, which is why I'm using it and experimenting with it and getting better at it. But I just let you know. Just go check out my YouTube videos on Jasper. I got more coming out soon. I'm actually a really big fan. So, other than that, for my own business these days, I use Notion and then Workflowy. Workflowy is amazing. I pay for it, but they have a free plan as well. I'll also throw out DynaList for people who don't want to pay $5 a month. DynaList is a great free option. It's basically just infinite nested bullet point lists, which I use for organization. All of my site structure is in Workflowy, and I just outline all my posts. I do all my research for my content in Workflowy, but I run my entire life and business in Notion. I'm going to do some more videos about that on this YouTube channel, actually, because I feel compelled. All right, so let's talk YouTube. I'm not going to talk about my tools used for YouTube because it's really only Morning Fame, which I'm a massive, massive, massive fan of. If you do YouTube, you need Morning Fame. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Okay, so let's talk about YouTube. I think more people should think about starting a niche YouTube channel as opposed to a niche site, especially if you can do video. If you can do video, I want to tell you right here and now, videos take me less time start to finish than blog posts. So a lot of people make like a time and effort argument. Once you do it for a little while, as in if you could do video, if you can figure out the basics of recording, of editing, and then publishing, it's easier and faster than blogging, in my opinion. Most people, once you get over the hump of kind of figuring it out, it's faster. And in my opinion, there's more opportunities to earn revenue faster. Now, with some quirks. So I do want to say right off the bat, I recommend anybody start with search, as in YouTube SEO. By the way, also Google SEO. It's showing more and more videos in search. A lot of my YouTube videos views are coming from Google searches, not YouTube search, Google searches. I'm ranking for a lot of stuff. I recommend everybody start with that. A lot of YouTube gurus will say stuff like recommended videos and don't worry about YouTube search and SEO and optimizing your video. Well, that's bull honky. In my own experience, 80% of my, 80% of my views come from YouTube search. 80%. That's a big aha moment for me personally. 80%. So why would I not target SEO? Why would I not target search with my videos just like a niche site targets Google search? I don't know why people say not to, but that's what I've been doing and it works. And by the way, this isn't like, well, that's because you're only producing SEO focused YouTube videos. No. I tried experimenting with non-SEO focused YouTube videos. Doesn't work. Not yet. Maybe it will once I have 1 million subscribers, but when I have 100 and 500 and 1,000 subscribers, no, they just don't work. They don't get views, period. For me personally, again, your mileage may vary. Okay, so I started actually reviewing these products that I already owned. This is a big thing. I didn't want to spend money making YouTube videos on products. Now, here's what I want to say to the camera. I think more people should look into YouTube as a viable niche strategy on its own and to grow a niche site, but I would probably avoid product reviews, unless you already have them, because you have to spend money on the products to actually get it in front of you to review the stuff, and that could cost a lot of money, especially for a newbie. Instead, I would do informational content, like PowerPoints, or even what I'm doing right now. I wrote a Twitter thread, and I'm doing a how-to YouTube video just showing you the Twitter thread and everything I wrote in here. Like, I didn't do PowerPoint. I didn't buy anything for this. You could use a notepad. I've literally just used a text document before and then made a video. It's like half camera and then half screen share using free tools or a tool that I paid for like 5 years ago. I mean, yeah, cameras cost money, but other than that, like, you can just start with info content and it doesn't have to be fancy at all. It doesn't have to be edited at all. It really doesn't. Okay, so I started with the products I already own, but I also do info content. All right. Moving right along, I'm obsessed with the CTR click-through rate, which was 12.9%. To give a little context with this, my Do You Even Blog YouTube channel, which has almost 9,000 YouTube subscribers, which I'm happy with. Don't get me wrong. Thanks for watching. Hashtag you're awesome. Hashtag subscribe. Hashtag like, comment, subscribe. This YouTube channel has like 3.5% or 4% CTR. 3, 4. This niche channel has 13%, 12.9%. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I could comment on why some other video, because I'm burnt out on digital marketing, but it's just really impressive. Where I was going with this is, what I am obsessing over is not the actual video, because I'm decent at making videos anyways, but rather title, thumbnail, description, first 5 seconds of the video. Title, thumbnail, that's the biggest piece of the puzzle right there for click-through rate, and then description also helps a little bit for click-through rate, I think. And then the first 5 seconds of the video, that's not related to click-through rate, but again, I want to hook people as much as I can. So I've been using Morning Fame for 2 years, really, for this channel as well. I fully recommend going and watching some of their videos. I can drop my Morning Fame link. You have to have an invite link, which is also my affiliate link. I'll drop a link to that in the description if you're into YouTube. You need it. I have not touched watch time, user retention, any of these other watch percentage metrics. I see zero correlation with my growth and success in these metrics, so I just don't touch them. I don't care about them whatsoever. I care about CTR and having fun, which is my last YouTube comment right down here. I've already talked about this. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Last point on YouTube. Have fun and be real. Now, this sounds like very generic advice, but a lot of people still get confused here. It's one thing to do this in writing form because you can always edit and no one's actually seeing you and hearing your voice. It's another thing for YouTube and podcast. It's harder to fake it with video, right? And I think more people should use less scripts. That was a complicated sentence. Use less scripts and actually do more live and ad-lib stuff. Like this video is not scripted at all. Not even a little bit, which is why it's super long. And maybe if you're still watching, well, thank you, first of all. But I think more people should do it like this. It's real. You can tell what I'm actually excited about and what I'm actually passionate about. And quite frankly, I'm having fun. And viewers can sense that. So that's been my strategy whenever I sit down to make a niche channel YouTube video, not do even blog. Fun and real. Those are my 2 words. I just want to be fun. I tell jokes. I'm stupid. I make dad jokes, and I want to be real. I just want to be honest. Real, honest. I'm not an expert. We're just here making videos, and viewers can pick up on that. So there you go. Last thing on YouTube, actually, I think it's more opportunistic than blogging. I think you'll make more money faster from YouTube than blogging, but there's a massive caveat, and that is you have to hit the YouTube Partner Program. Yes, I've made money from YouTube. Most of my affiliate earnings, I think I've made maybe $500 in affiliate earnings over the past 6 months, 7 months. 90% of that has come from YouTube, my YouTube videos, because the blog is just now starting to take off and get clicks, right? But that's kind of peanuts compared to YouTube ads and other stuff. Now, I can talk about sponsors some other time, but I don't care anything about that. And also, I'm using Amazon affiliates. If I had a decent affiliate program in my niche, I'd probably be earning more. But it really takes 1,000 subscribers, which is the hard part. Right? Making videos. I'm good at making videos. And I've cranked out 30, 40 videos over the past 6 months for this YouTube channel. And I'm just now getting 1,000 subs. Yeah, 7 months is actually really impressive compared to a lot of people, but I'm good at this. And I've been doing YouTube for years. And it's taken me that long. I've had 0 viral videos. It's just been slow and steady growth. But now that I'm here, I turn on ads and the channel continues to grow. And it's $500 a month. Boom. Just like that, right? I think more people should get into YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Is that all I got? I'm pretty sure that's all I got. On our blog post, questions. Feel free to leave me a comment below this video. If you do have any questions on the niche site or niche YouTube channel, I'd be happy to answer them. And let me know if you want to keep seeing content on this, on niche sites, on SEO and blogging, which is kind of how I started Do You Even Blog, but I've kind of got away from it since, right? And even just now, I spent 10 minutes yapping about YouTube. So let me know what you are interested in hearing more about on this Do You Even Blog YouTube channel. And I think that's all I got. Adios, my friends.